Roll. What's Trending is presented by Tim Daly Nissan, part of the Tim Daly Auto Group, serving Utah since 1968. Lots of preseason prognostications. CBS Sports with the latest. They rank BYU outside the top 25, Brian, number 36. Adding to the list, coach's poll was one of the big highlights talked about earlier this week, number 23 in that, which is actually the Sports Information Director's poll, because I don't believe the coaches actually pay attention that much. No. So some have BYU inside the top 25, mostly out. Cougars are polarizing given a July starting quarterback transfer situation, of course. So, Brian, would you rather BYU start the season off the radar and surprise people, or start the season ranked and defend itself?
Man, this is tough. If I'm a head coach, I would say it depends on
No, not a head
team.
coach. You.
As a player?
You, the analyst on BYUtv right now.
I'm trying to be ranked, man, all the time. All day, every day, I want to be ranked.
Start ranked.
I want to see every time the college football rankings scroll across the screen. I want to see BYU
on the bottom line on ESPN.
Yep. 100%.
Me too. You see some of the preseason polls here. Athlon 30, and Athlon was before Jake Retzlaff left, so I'd guess BYU would be probably 40.
That was before.
BYU might be 40 without Jake or something, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Do you want to elaborate on why you want to start high?
That's just me. That's me personally.
Yeah.
I think with this team and with Kalani and how he does things and how he motivates guys, and you look like in the past of that getting that exterior motivation, right? So I don't know, based off of Kalani and how he motivates his team and within the program, that it would necessarily be a bad thing to not be ranked. And so I think that's maybe where the advantages of not being ranked is that mentality is turned on, right?
I can prove myself. By the way, we looked up one time what the chip on the shoulder etymology is.
Yeah.
They would literally play games in, I don't know, the 1800s or something. You would have like a piece of wood on your shoulder, and then you'd try and balance and fight someone and keep it on.
What?
So that's the chip on the shoulder. It's not like Doritos, although you do probably love Doritos. Cool Ranch? Seemed like a Cool Ranch guy. Nacho cheese? What do we do?
What's the one that's not red?
That's not red?
Yeah.
The blue one? Cool Ranch? Blue for BYU. I agree. And that's an interesting opinion there. I like that. Start ranked. It's easier to climb back up the rankings, respect mountain, from up than it is to start low and go up. BYU certainly has the standard. They want to make the Big 12 title game and win it and go to the playoff. It's certainly complicated by the quarterback situation now. So the standard on the inside feels like it's stayed the same, and I love that BYU is like, yes, we need to do this. Externally, for me, I go, okay, I would love for them to be as high as humanly possible. I know they're probably not going to start top 25 in the AP poll. I don't believe they will. The coaches surprised me, yet I don't care about the coaches poll. I just don't think it's that credible. But I was surprised they were in the top 25. But again, it's not, I don't really think it's anything. I think those coaches aren't looking around and knowing what's going on. I would guess there's some coaches that don't even know Jake Retzlaff left. They're just focused on their own team.
They probably won't know until the week of the game.
Perhaps.
Like, where did this kid come from?
Hey, he's not on the team. What happened? In the Big 12, they know, and BYU's opponents in the non-conference, of course. But when and how you lose matters. That plays into how the season goes. Last season, BYU lost 2 games, close ones at the end. That was very respectable. But when BYU lost was terrible. 9-0, then lose 2 in a row. That was tough. If BYU was 2-2 early and then won 8 in a row to finish 10-2, they would have had a better shot at an at-large in the playoff. I'm not saying they would have been in. I'm just saying they would have had a better chance because when you lose matters.
But think about this too, right? When it comes to the ranking, so BYU went into that season last year not ranked.
Off the radar.
Right? Imagine
coming off 5-7.
And you saw where they went to, right? Before those losses. Imagine if they came into that season ranked 20. How quicker?
I think BYU probably would have made the playoffs.
Absolutely. Because what happens in the eyes of voters and analysts, what happens is this team came in not ranked. They're surprising the entire world.
They're 9-0. They're number
9-0.
6.
And you know what they're thinking in their minds? Oh, it's a Cinderella story. They're not legit. this is just one of the, we have one or two teams every single year in college football or in sports in general.
That was kind of Indiana last year.
Yeah,
losingest program in college football history. BYU, and this plays into this. And I need BYU to handle success well. I don't want it to be a one-off this last year.
Yeah.
Therefore, BYU has to go 9-3 to sort of respond. They don't have to go 10-2, 11-1 in the regular season for me. It would be nice, but the expectations.
I was gonna say,
the expectations are different when you don't have a returning player who has played power forward at all.
That's true.
If BYU had a transfer that came in like a Keaton Slovis or whatever, and if we had known about Jake earlier and they could get a quarterback in here, great. But now these guys are battling for an opportunity, and they want to prove themselves, certainly. But the expectations preseason, these are fair. When you're putting BYU in the 30s and 40s, that's probably fair given how important the QB is. Yet the rest of the team goes, we will carry you. Whoever the quarterback is, we will help you.
Yeah, I think to your point, too, you have to understand, this goes back to when I played, right? It was so frustrating for us as players to see Boise, like, everywhere. And then, you know, and then you had TCU started to make a run, right? Utah as well. And, you know, the common thing with those programs, they weren't in these Power 5 conferences at the time.
Mountain West and WAC at the time.
But you know what it was? It was consistency. And it was constantly being in New Year's Six bowls, constantly taking down the Giants, right?
How many that opportunity came.
Right? How many trick plays and you know, games that we can go back to, right? That's what I mean. So from a brand standpoint, they established themselves as a program. And so it's easy, even if they have a down year, right? Like Alabama or Texas, they're always going to be ranked because of that consistency and that brand recognition of, hey,
well,
this is a good
they're
program.
recruiting to a level that deserves
Well, yeah, of course. And that plays
if
into
you have
it.
a top 20 recruiting class and you don't return a bunch of starters, there's still a certain amount of respect there. I would like the preseason poll to just go away, though.
Yeah.
For several weeks. I think that'd be great. Our question of the day is this. Would you rather BYU start the season off the radar and surprise people, or start the season ranked and defend itself? Continue to weigh in on X, Facebook, and Instagram at McKay Dobbins. What's up, McKay? Always love a chip on the shoulder. Preseason rankings don't mean anything anyway. I think they do mean something in how quickly you can climb into and how a season finishes. Yes, I agree they shouldn't mean anything, but I think they do mean something. So if BYU does start ranked in the 8 people and they jump out 5-0, this is good.
Yes.
Then if you stumble and you climb back with a few more wins, you stumble, you climb back with a few more wins, you have an opportunity to be in the mix at the end.
Yes.
I think this season,
You have the opportunity to stumble.
You can stumble and recover. It's harder for, you know, Kenneth Rooks is a great example of this. He fell down in a steeplechase and came back and won. Was it the NCAA championship? I think it was the USA championship 3 years ago. But what if he didn't stumble at all? You know, then he wins easily at the end. I think he still won after he stumbled easily.
Oh, yeah.
That's exceptional, though. There were several teams before, 11-2 in 2009. You played on one of those. Where you stumble a couple of times, you finish strong in the top 15.
Exactly.
When you lose matters. And hopefully this team can go 8-4, 9-3 plus. Trust me, I would love 10-2, 11-1. Right now, I would say 8-4, probably my season guess.
Go bowling. Just go bowling.
That's bowling.
That's all you got to do is go bowling.
That's
my expectations. Is just make it to a bowl game, fellas, and that's good. That's good.
It's too low, Brian.
This
team's too good to just go to a bowl game.
I know, but we just got to, baby steps. We just got to get there.
Tell that to everybody but the quarterback. And even the quarterbacks are like, no, I'm the next guy.
Yeah, for sure. Let's go. That's a good mentality.
They should have confidence.
And we talk about that a lot. We think that, you know, rankings should probably come out towards the middle of the season.
October for me.
Because we would know, right? And we said this for years.
5-6 games.
Because we would know. Because we can get a full idea. We have stats and numbers and all that stuff. The identity is formed on both sides of the ball. And so I think that's when it matters. What I do think that matters the most for when it comes to preseason awards or rankings or accolades is being on watch lists, right? Because as a player, you're trying to go to the NFL. And so when you look at a guy like Chase Roberts, who was just named to the Blitnikoff Award watch list, that gets me excited as a fan, but also as a player, because it's like this national recognition. I'm one step closer to my dream, right? You know what I'm saying? And you know, there's a lot that, and I know it's coming out a little bit more. And you go back to Big 12 media days, and you're figuring out how come we haven't gotten no accolades conference-wise, and so you're starting to see it coming out a little bit more. So, of all the BYU players named on the award watch list, who do you think has the best chance of winning?
It's a good point with Chase. I think Chase is awesome. It is clearly one guy. It is Will Ferrin for Lou Groza. Like Will Ferrin's got a real chance to win the Lou Groza because this guy is the best at his position on the team. He's incredible. He was preseason first or second team All-American in most publications. Parker Kingston, to me, for the versatile, jet. Best return specialist, Paul Hornig, most versatile. Those two's pretty interesting. If Parker can come up with multiple punt returns for touchdowns, slashes, I think his receiving numbers are going to go up a tick. That would be interesting to me. But clearly, it is number 44, Will Ferrin.
44, at your door. No, I agree with that. Look, man, like, it's going to take some time for players to win these awards. I mean, you look at a guy like...
How much time do they have? They just have this. For Chase, it's right now.
Well, I mean, when was the last time BYU had a player?
01 Luke Staley.
That's what I'm saying.
Joe Walker, best
That's what I'm saying. I mean, we thought Jesus would be back by there. You know what I'm saying? And he,
we have a few signs of the times that need to happen first, Brian.
This is my point, is that it goes back to the whole brand situation and scenario. Look, this is what's very unfortunate is this, and I'm just going to be real. Like, we used to have this segment, when you produce real talk.
Yes.
I'm just going to be real.
Yes.
When people that are outside of BYU and the program, when you think about BYU football players in the past, right? Not so much now. You think of old white Mormon kids that are slow and it's not athletic. That's just, it is what it is, right? And so the other thing
that is changing, by the way.
It is, because you got Fred Warner, Kyle Van, right? Like you're right, it is changing,
Yes.
but that's still the perception of analysts that have been covering college football for 20, 30 years, right? That's still it's
maybe the
hard.
older generation. I think that the national people understand where BYU is now, and in terms of individuals on this
that's
team,
what I'm saying. On an
I don't know that there's
standpoint.
anyone that super pops nationally except for Will Ferrin.
Yes.
Like to me, Chase is one of the top 40, 50 receivers in college football, which is awesome. Think about how many receivers are out there.
So this is my point.
He's got to get 1,000 yards to just enter that conversation of the next step.
Well, this is my point though. So if it's time to vote and there's 20 kids to vote for, and the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the logo by the name, right? And so without that brand recognition, because BYU from a quarterback standpoint, like with Zach Wilson, it was easy. Oh, he looked at Steve Young and look at Ty Gap, on and on and on. Now you're starting to see that a little bit with linebackers, right? With Kyle Van Noy and Fred Warner. But at the end of the day, there's just not enough, I think, not necessarily recognition, but respect. Respect, right? As a program level, I think we're starting to get it, but on an individual basis, and I think that was proven with the preseason, Big 12 conference.
Yeah, I thought
right?
But here's the thing: there's 16 teams. It's really hard to get on that list. It is. There's so many teams. And think about how good the league is.
Yeah.
It's very good. It's not like it's a dumpy league and BYU is clearly the best. It's a hard league to crack that. Jake Retzloff, walking into the season, had he been here, he's probably the 5th or 6th best quarterback in the league, and that might be generous.
Yeah.
It's a good league.
Yep.
For Chase Roberts to crack that was awesome. Keanu Tanavasa didn't. Jack Kelly didn't. Isaiah Glasker didn't.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
So there's a lot. They only named 2 defensive tackles.
Yeah.
Are you one of the top 2 in the league? If not, you're not on the list. He might have been on the 2nd or 3rd team. I think when it comes to voting, what you're talking about, I think that that comes from a sort of general naive standpoint. The people that actually watch ball and know ball, they know the individuals regardless of the logo sometimes.
Yeah.
And we've seen that in the NFL draft especially. It's about those individuals.
But see, check this out, though.
What does that individual do? Who is that guy? People that have watched Chase Roberts know he's a good receiver.
But, okay.
That he feels like a day 3 pick in the NFL draft.
So check this out. These analysts, right? Like, this is why TV exposure is so important. Going back to when I played,
everyone's exposed.
Boys,
it's not your era.
No, but you got to check this out. So Boise State, right, had tons of recognition. Tons of guys were getting drafted back then, right? They're not even playing these big-time games or
Played
whatever.
Friday on ESPN.
Friday night ESPN. I say this all the time. Ziggy Ansah. Ziggy getting drafted. ESPN, right? Friday nights.
A lot of that had to do with his.
No. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But my point is this. When there's these big national games, right, like on television, regardless of what area or region you're in, they're most likely going to be the blue bloods, right? So you have these logo versus logo, and so as an NFL scout or a national analyst, I'm watching those games naturally, right? Except for if I'm trying to cover my team specifically. So I'm just saying I get slapped in the face. It's in my face at all times. So I'm gonna when it comes to voting, oh yeah, I seen that kid play 3 games this year and he balled out. Or I seen that D tackle play that one, you know what I'm saying? Like there's these big games and that's spotlighted. And that's what I'm saying. The point is that the exposure, we haven't got that yet as a program on a national scale. But I do think that's changing.
I think being in the Big 12 for 2 years, BYU's had exposure.
I'm saying not on the level, not on the level of getting individual awards. That's what I'm saying.
Well, you got to be good enough. If you win an individual award, you have to be the best in that position in the country. You didn't have that guy except for Will Farron. Will Farron is perhaps
hey man, there's been tons of players that I played against, and I was like, this dude is projected to go 3rd round, 4th round. This dude is horrible. He's Boo Boo Johnson.
He might have been Boo Boo that day. Dude, if they win a national award,
he was even worse. Like he was on Doo Doo Stevens level. You know what I'm saying? Like horrible. So like
you don't have to throw UTEP under the bus.
There is this like all I was. Hey, I gave up a touchdown again.
No one remembers. It's okay. We just remember Brian Logan courageously coming back from injury against Utah. No, that was awesome. That was awesome.
That was good.